Mina, Proto-moto des, welcome back to another deck profile. Sorry about missing last week, but let's get right into it. Since the Megatins reprints Floowandereeze, I decided to do Fundraise this week. So starting off, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom and 3 copies of Dimension Shifter. So this deck is sort of built for going first and second, and the reason why you play 3 copies of Dimension Shifter is because a lot of decks now need to have stuff in graveyard, and you're able to get Dimension Shifter effect first. You're able to basically throw a wrench into your opponent's deck. For our Floowandereeze, we play 3 copies of Floowandereeze Rabina, which is our main searcher for any low-level winged beast monsters. So I could be searching out our 1 copy of Stormwinds, or our copies of Eaglin, Stry, or Toucanon. So you need to play 3 in my opinion. It's the main searcher and definitely helps a lot. Next up, we'll play the 1 copy of Barrier Statues for our lock, and then we play 3 copies of Eaglin. Eaglin is your main searcher for your bigger boss monsters. And then, so basically you add 1 level 7 or higher winged beast monster, so that could be either your M-Pen, your Fowls, your Mega Monarch, or your Mist Valley. And then you play 2 copies of Strive for the Banish. This is a good card going second. If you want, you can slide in another copy of this within your side deck, but definitely try to limit yourself to 2 for this copy of the card. Next up, we'll play 1 copy of Fundraise Toucan. Toucan allows you to bring back a Fundraise card from your banish pile, so it could be a spell, trap. For example, the trap that we do play in the deck, that allows you to banish it and Book of Moon all your opponent's monsters. So that's just a good way of recursion, that trap card. And moving on to our high level monsters, we play 1 copy of Snow or Snoll. Snoll will allow you to commit 3 normal summons per turn, and this is an activation effect. So when you normal summon this card, you have to declare the activation of the effect. It will not be an automatic activation. Next up, we play 1 copy of M-Pen. So basically what this does is that if this tribute summon is in the monster zone, while your opponent cannot activate the effects of special summon monsters they control in attack position. So they have to it's basically like a Baguska, but a tribute summon. Next up, we play 1 copy of Rise of the Mega Monarch. This allows you to spin back monsters to the deck and to your opponent's hand. The reason why you only play 1 copy of this is because it can brick a lot, and you want to have at least your tribute monster on the field. And then we play 1 copy of Mist Valley Apex Avian for our negates. So basically what you do is just to bounce this back to hand to negate something, and then you could also bring it out next turn if you have the resources on field. Next up for spells, we play 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More. So Dark Ruler is the card that I would say you need to have if you're going to go second. So this deck, like I said before, is built to go first and second, but going first would be priority. We play 3 copies of Extravagance. Extravagance allows you to dump your extra deck to just draw cards. So the reason why I'm kind of not against Prosperity as of right now is because, 1, the price, but with the reprints it should become cheaper, but Extravagance allows you to get more resources to your hand, because we don't really expect to go into the extra deck a lot during our turn. Next up, play 3 copies of Book of Moon. Book of Moon is really good within this deck because it allows you to flip down your face-down monsters and still activate their effects, and as well as playing against other decks right now, a lot of them need to be either face up on the field to go into their Xyz or Lynx, so having the Book of Moon inside the main deck really important. We play 1 copy of Call by the Grave for countering hand traps and whatever we need to, just to banish. And next up for our Floowandereeze spell cards, we play 2 copies of Advent Adventure. So you banish 1 winged beast monster from your hand or face up field, add 1 Floowandereeze monster or Floowandereeze field spell from your deck to your hand, and gain 500 life points. So this is just a kind of sort of a good way of getting resources in and out of hand. So for example, I know I'm not going to have a good card in hand, so let me discard one of the cards I don't want. So for example, you have Toucanon that does nothing when normal summoned. If you don't have anything you banish, you would banish that to get something else to your hand, and then go from there. Next I'll play 2 copies of Fundraise Unexplored Winds, and Unexplored Winds allows you to tribute summon by using 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls. We play, and next up for our field spell, we play 3 copies of Magnificent Map. So what Map does, you can reveal 1 level 1 Fundraise monster from your hand, then banish 1 Fundraise card with a different name from your deck, and then immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon the revealed monster. Next up, we'll play 1 copy of Fundraise and the Dreaming Town. So what Dreaming Town does, it allows you to normal summon during your opponent's turn. So for example, you had your copy of Barrier Statue inside your hand. You'd normal summon during your opponent's turn to knock your opponent out of non-win monsters. And then if it's a card in the graveyard and you banish it, you can book a moon all your opponent's monsters. Next up, we play 3 copies of Dogmatica Punishment. Dogmatica Punishment is really good just because it allows you to destroy a monster, and then with the effect of Entis, you're able just to pop another card for free. Moving on to our extra deck, we play 3 copies of Elder Entity Entis. This is our Dogmatica target, as well as another pop on the field. We play 2 copies of Zeus for our generic Xyz plays, 2 copies of Downward Magician to give more materials for Zeus, and then we play 1 copy of Assemble Nightingale, Ensemble Robin, and then Promenade Thrush, as well as 1 copy of Recital Starling. Recital Starling is also another searcher within the deck, so basically you attach 1 material from the card to go grab a level 1 Winged Beast monster for your deck. And then for Link monsters, we play 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix, 1 copy of Nightmare Cerberus, 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn, and then 1 copy of Axis Kotaker. Overall, with my extra deck, I've built it so like you could take out some cards, you could double up on some cards. Like if you don't want to run Link monsters, you could just double up on certain Lyreless cards or add more Zeuses and whatnot. But it allows a lot of flexibility since that we are using Extravagance. You will most likely be banishing certain copies, so just having doubles would help immensely inside the deck if you want to play something different. And for our side deck, this is what I've been seeing a bit recently. It's just Ghost Ogre is pretty prominent. Effect Failure is still pretty good, and then Tactics, Judgment, and then this is the Prosperity that you could play. If you don't like Extravagance and be like, oh, I want to choose and just grab the 1, this is the card you would play instead of that. So this is also another free spot for any 3 copies of side deck cards you want, so it could be another like Draw Lockbird, something like that. So that's pretty much for this deck profile. Let me know what you guys think overall. I enjoyed Fundraise for what it's worth. It's a fun, interesting archetype, and with the reprints coming out, I hope that it gets played a lot more because people have access to it, alright? So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later, alright? So sayonara.